Today's program is focused on mental health and public policy, and the entire event is supported by the Creative Europe program, which is based on improving the quality of life and mental balance of both healthy and mentally, let's say, struggling people, and it does it mostly through culture and sharing culture experiences and emotions. During the evening, we're going to hear and see a total of 3 different presentations, either here in Bohnice Mental Hospital or online via Zoom, hopefully. There should be 4 of them actually tonight, but our guest from Spain, Albert Espel, sadly had to cancel his today's lecture because of sudden health difficulties and sudden sickness. So we're hope that he's going to do great in upcoming few days, and that we're going to enjoy today's inspiring program, even though. After each of the lectures, there will be, of course, a time for your questions. You can write them down to the video call chat or ask by your own. Both is an option, but if you want to just write it down, I'll be happy to interpret or translate your questions or I don't know, points that you have. And before I'll invite the first today's guest and a presentator, I would like to just shortly introduce myself. My name is Josef Kaňka. I work as a reporter and editor in a Czech radio, and it's a great honor for me to be here tonight with you and guide you through the program. But as I said, I would like to give the floor to Jitka Tůmová at the first place, because she is sitting right here next to me. Thank you very much for being here. And she's going to have a presentation on topic disrupted stories of women in art therapy and their place in society, if I said it correct. Yeah, wonderful. So the stage or the table or virtual screen is yours, and thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and thank you for being here today. In this presentation, I would like to invite you to pause for a moment and step into a space that is often hidden or unheard. We can see the picture. This is how women are so often pictured. Fresh-looking, domestic, taking care of others, choosing the right food, right clothes, and keeping everything running. But what could happen when women no longer fits in this image? I would like to talk about these women whose lives are far behind this picture and how society sees them, and how art therapy can help them to tell their own stories behind their picture. This presentation grows out of my practice of art therapy group under the Center of Psychological Services in Psychiatric Hospital Bohnice, and also on experience working with women under the court-ordered compulsory treatment. It is also inspired by EFAT London Conference, where Jessica Collier, the doctor, she speaks about the forensic art therapy, misogyny, and her original concept of misogyny art. While preparing this presentation, I came across this poster in Croatia. A young woman with a basket of fruit and vegetables, wearing an apron, smiling and pointing to her head. That gesture could mean many things. I've got an idea, or I'm happy with my shopping, or I'm very smart, I done it well, or something else. It's not a bad poster, it's cheerful and colorful. But something about it stopped me, and I realized how rarely we see images in everyday visual culture that shows women as a clever outside the context of care and domestic environment. Here, she is clever because she shopped well. And it's more of an invitation than judgmental. And I would like to reflect on how such images quietly tell us about women and how these stories shape institutions' attitudes towards women and how they can evaluate also themselves. We can go into first slide. And thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to talk about the power of social images. All of these perspectives share one thing. They reveal how deeply our culture expectations shape the way we see women, especially when they transgress norms or if they step out of their social role. They also show how the images women create in art therapy can open up stories society refuses to hear. So disrupted stories of trauma, anger, guilt, or survival, but also of creativity, resilience, and hope. When a woman commits a crime, she does not only face the legal consequences, she also very often face and enters a landscape of powerful social images, powerful social ideas and stereotypes. In our Western culture, women are still expected to be caring, self-sacrificing, and full of pure nature. And we go into the treatment, which is limited. In many countries, including Czech Republic, women offenders face significantly limited access to specialized or gender-sensitive and trauma-informed treatment. The programs are mostly designed for men. Women's trauma and specific needs are often overlooked, and which leads to limited access to the treatment and future rehabilitation. In Czech Republic, there is just only one specialized health program for women under compulsory treatment in Horní Beřkovice. Everywhere else, women are placed in a general programs or in mixed settings where it's very difficult to meet their specific needs. And while I was studying the Horní Beřkovice program, I found a nice topic, and I just choose some information which leads to opening the topic more publicly, and also we can see that the structure in this program is systematic, and also it cares about the prevention of the burnout, because the care of these women, it is very difficult. But just briefly, the program is trying to define these patients which are in compulsory treatment, especially the women. Patients know, or women knows, that what is expected, including the steps necessary to progress towards outpatient treatment. Also, the patients receive regular feedback from the therapeutic team and peer supporting self-awareness and responsibility. Also, there is a prevention of burnout, which is very important, as I was talking about the care about the staffs. This structured and gender-specific approach allows women not only to take responsibility for their treatment, but also to work through themes that remain hidden or silent in standard psychiatric settings. So I just wanted to share that it's very difficult to put women into the specific treatment because the society it's hard for the society accept the role which is created by women who step out from her nature responsibilities as we are expected to do or look like. And I'd like to say that our hospital, Bohnice, psychiatric hospital, now is recognizing this gap and is preparing plans to develop specialized care for women under the compulsory treatment. I just wanted to show how art therapy responds. Art therapy opens a space for what cannot be spoken to be shown and shared. It's the shame, it's the feel for violence, loss. Through images and group witnessing, women can externalize hidden stories, confront stigma and being, to reshape their own narratives and identities. Okay, I'd like to show you a practical example. Okay, we just step into the key functions of art, which is okay. These are tools which can be used within art therapy session to slowly, in safe environment, open the women's topics, and they don't need to talk about it. They just can express themselves. They can also recognize that they are not just the offenders or just the victims, that they are a woman with kind of story, with kind of life, with experiences, mostly with experiences of abusing or sexual abusing. So this is very hard to talk about in the institution, and art therapy can offer the safe space where we could share these experiences. Okay, the practical example. I'd like to talk about Lucy. She ended up in a art therapy group with the others from long-term rehabilitation, but officially she was under the compulsory treatment. I'd like to share this work and what's important from this. Yeah, she usually verbalized her frustration about the placement, but she never shared her personal topics because of the shame or fear from the judgmental. So she was very, very careful about what she was sharing or commenting. This is her collage. And she said that although she was communicative and cooperative through the art therapy program, she openly spoke about rejecting her present identity and how difficult it was to be under the placement. On the left side, we see smiling women with the traditional feminine attributes, flowers, garden, homemade cake, symbols of care and social expectations of womanhood. And also there is an alarm clock reflecting her frustration she was talking about, and uncertainty about how longer her treatment would last. As I said, the specific program preparing women to adapt into the society. So the program count and involves the feelings of the frustration that they don't know what's going to happen, but it's hard to implement this kind of specific tool or specific therapeutic approach into the common placement in a hospital. And also below we can see the images of motherhood and family care. On the right side, the female figure's head is masked with the question mark. Also, we can see another 3 female faces are covered. This can visualize her possible fear of losing her identity and also reflecting or mirroring how she is evaluated by society. She has been told her kids no longer need her as well, and she said she almost forget about them. And in that moment, she started to cry and silently expressing her emotions over her loss. Together, the collage captures the tension between public images of the good woman and her own uncertainty and searching for her self-definition or identity. She wasn't sure who she was. Another collage she made maybe 14 days after, is named How Others Sees Me. Here, Lucy visually perceives exactly this shift. On the sides, we see women in pink suits, a typical attribute of femininity and ideal appearance, and black and white portraits of men evoking outside judgment, evaluation, or control. We can see the man with the pitchfork on the left corner. It could be read as a folk archetype from European folklore, some farmer, a traditional authority, at once provider and judge. At the same time, this figure also evoked me Poseidon or Neptune, the Greek and Roman god of the sea. His trident is a sign of a power over nature, waters and storms, a symbol of strength over the unpredictable natural conditions which needs to be controlled. And at the center is a woman with a microphone, speaking in image of her own voice. Her attempt to speak about herself and reclaim a space for self-expression. Lucy described her collage, that she values her qualities such as a wisdom and open mind rather than an idealized appearance, and she no longer wants to measure her self-worth by what men think of her. The collage captures her movement from external judgment towards her own voice and self-concept. We can go into another. So I tried to describe or organize my experience with Lucy. Also, I just wanted to share that we can meet with kind of term like internalized misogyny or inherited misogyny. It says, or what the authors mean by this term means that, for example, in jail, women can also be very judgmental to the others, to the other women. So it's not just about a man. Okay, we can slowly go into conclusion. So in this presentation, I try to show that women under the compulsory treatment are not just the patients or offenders, but people with complex stories, often shaped by violence and deprivation. These stories are not, these women, they can't really share what happened during their lives. They often coming from environment where their experiences could provide well, their nowadays the way of expression. It's very hard to talk about it because it's a huge topic and it's very hard to put it just into a small presentation. But I just wanted to show how we can think about it and how we can communicate in art therapy with these women. And in the end, I just wanted to invite you and just encourage you to reflect within yourself. And let me ask you, how do you personally see women who have committed crimes? And how might your own culture beliefs influence this view? And maybe how our communities can change if we truly offer these women a chance to heal rather than just judge or to be punished. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for your attention.
And we thank you very much for your beautiful presentation, or not beautiful, but very important and very inspiring. And now there's a space for your questions. If you have any, just write them down, or you can ask on your own. If there's none any, I can start if possible. May I ask you, in what age do women or girls start to think about how society pictures or reflect them, and how do they like perceive the whole feeling? Because when they're like growing up, it should be very difficult and quite disturbing for them to catch all the roles that they are supposed to do and they might not want to do.
Thank you for this question. I think actually the girls are raised in a different way than boys, and the girls are raised to be more quiet, more harmless, more understandable, and also more invisible. So I think the girl, when I think, according to my experience, it's from the really early age when we start to recognizing that the society try to forms us in kind of way. And I think it can be really when you step into the school, you see your teacher, you see your friends, and also you are already being to formed somehow. So I think it's from the quite early age.
Thank you very much. That's written in the chat that concept of sisterhood greatly helped me to feel better. So it's definitely healing. So that's a confirmation that that it truly works.
Okay.
And I have one more question, if I can. I was amazed by the collages, by the pictures that were made during the art therapy. Is it possible to do or initiate some like exhibitions of those pictures? Because I think that it could be also quite like healing to share this experience by individual artistic works or something like that to all women that are facing this problem and trying to heal by doing art and collages, etc.
Yeah, I think it's a kind of a safe way how women can express themselves, and also it's very useful tool, or the way how we can express ourselves, because the picture can be read in a different ways, and also it always works. So if you see the picture, you see what's going on there, you can read it in many different ways, and also you can talk about it with the author, and it's nothing done, it's nothing said correctly, it's really, it can be full of imagination, and also something doesn't need to be said and you can just feel it. So it's a nice way how to share these things, and also how we through the society can just be more heard or seen in this kind of way. And it's I would encourage every woman to just stand on by herself, and to not judge the others, because sometimes it's very difficult.
Thank you very much. I don't see any more questions, but I do have one more. I would just like to give a shot or space to our audience. You can of course write it down afterwards as well. But one more question from me. You mentioned like multiple types of collages or the visual art, but is it possible to work with this topic of disrupted stories of women or women also in other types of art like music or movies, etc.?
Definitely, yeah. A variety form of performance within this topic is essential. And also I would say just like body and movement therapy, drama therapy, music therapy can also support the specific needs of these women. So also movies, writing, any kind of expression or art expression is very supportive.
Thank you very much. I think that Jitka Tůmová deserves our virtual applause, because it was inspiring piece of performance and piece of presentation. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you
tonight.
very much, and have a nice evening to you.
Well, we can move on because our next guest join us online. Jitka Tůmová sat right next to me, but with Norbert Bolek, I will talk, and you all, of course, as well, talk online. And Norbert Bolek from Poland has dedicated the past 8 years to working with, and I hope that I'll pronounce it correctly, Evropka Foundation. As a coordinator, he designed and facilitated more than 150 psycho-educational and anti-stigma workshops across the country. And he also has been actively involved in the organization of National Mental Health Congress or congresses since their inception in 2017. But again, as I said, in the case of Jitka Tůmová, he will describe it much better on his own in his presentation titled Advocacy for Psychiatry, Mental Health NGOs Experience. Mr. Bolek, I hope that you can hear me, and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello, I'm ready. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, I can hear you precisely.
Okay, so I'm an expert by experience, as we call it. So a person that with lived experience of mental health issues. My issues were multiple psychosis and hospitalizations, but since a few years, I volunteered and worked for Evropka Foundation in Poland. And maybe I'll start my presentation now. The title was already yes. The Evropka Foundation started in 2011 by a group of professionals dedicated to provide support and also for mental health for people with mental health problems. But they didn't really know exactly what they are going to do until in a few years later, a group of experts by experience joined the foundation, and a project of workshops, educational workshops started first in the Institute of Psychiatry and Neurology in Warsaw for the staff of this institute, for nurses, for doctors, and then in 2020 the foundation had started a big project of workshops for one of the districts in Warsaw. And by 2025, the foundation has conducted over 300 workshops and counting, I hope, because every week something is going on in this matter. From 2017, the project of mental health congresses, which is a movement of the community about mental health in Poland. First Congress was in 2017, and it started the national program of reform of mental health care in Poland. It started after this Congress, which was written before, but then forgotten. And then the Congress had had started its implementation. There were 4 congresses. In every one of them, I was a part. Firstly, a small part, just a volunteer, but then I took more share in the organization of this congresses. The congresses have gathered. 4 of them have gathered about 1,000 people, and were held in Palace of Culture and Science in Warsaw. And firstly, the workshops, because that's the most important thing, I think, because the workshop tried to change the stereotype about mental health and people living with mental health problems in the society. Because the people like me, experts by experience, are preparing and guiding these workshops for different groups, like for professionals in mental health, but also for companies and cultural institutions. And also patients and their families that understand the issue by hearing the real stories and exercises that were created by the people with mental health problems, to better understand this and come into an experience, even because we have exercises that for example, an exercise that imitates hearing voices in schizophrenia and other psychosis, that is very strong and very popular in our participants. We also talk about societal stigma and self-stigma on this work. During these workshops, we have examples from media and from political life that the stigmatization appears, and try to take a look at it from our point of view, how it sounds when someone hears that a person with that cured psychiatry made something wrong, committed some crime. And it's also emphasized by the media that the people committing crimes had some psychiatrical history. That's what we are that's what we are fighting with, this stereotype of an dangerous patient. We also collaborate with different organizations, also cultural organizations. We lead our workshops in theaters, in cultural centers, and also in companies for people to take care about their co-workers that might not feel well mentally, and how to deal with such problems. Our main workshops are called Together Against Stereotype because they are led together by psychiatrists psychotherapists and psychologists. One of the professionals is always at this workshop, and two of experts by experience that lead these workshops. We also give tools to help others with mental health problems. One of these tools you see on the right side. It's called What Would I Want to Hear? And the group is giving this positive communicates what everyone imagines. What does he want to feel? Does she want to hear when he is in a mental health crisis? It's then put on the flip chart, and then with the discussion about this matter. We try to adapt to different groups with the relevant content. The picture you see there was for the group of assistants for disabled people in the Warsaw district of Praga, and it was a very nice workshop because they also shared their experience from their side dealing with people with disabilities. And so this is also very educational for us, making these workshops with different groups. And the last thing I would like to talk about is peer support. We have peer supporters that we call asystenci zdrowienia, assistants of recovery, as we call it. The foundation coordinates a facility in Warsaw that employs these assistants, and they provide support sessions for patients and their families. But also, I will tell later about the reform. In the reform, the assistants were about to be placed in every center of mental health, in every state facility. In the pilot program, 50% of the country was covered with centers of mental health, but now the pilot program is in danger, and we are calling the next Congress in 1 month to stop the cuts in psychiatry that are planned today. More about our facility. People receive guidance also on coping with their health, but also guided to navigate through the system of mental health in Poland, that is very complicated because the old system and the new system are coexisting and living in different places in Poland. You have access to different help provided by the state. After each Congress, there is a march. We march to the Sejm, so our parliament. Also, we march to different ministries to promote the reform, because we think that the mental health after the reform the mental health system will be better. The community psychiatry that is implemented in the reform seems to be more better for the patient than the old system. That is the pros of community psychiatry that are discussed and that are implemented and that we fight for, because the psychiatric patient in the system of community psychiatry, he can be provided with more help, but even such things as patient clubs, to which people come voluntarily from week to week, and also the assistants, the experts by experience, can monitor them, just not using these hard tools of psychiatry. Overall, the community psychiatry is cheaper and better than the traditional isolation-based model, because the people come back to normal life quicker and don't have to experience strong psychosis, because they're taken care of earlier, and they also watch out for their first signals that something is not going on well with their mental health. They're taught to watch for the signals and come to the care earlier than in a model in an isolation-based model that were earlier, when we had big hospitals and small facilities with psychiatrists that you visited once in every 2 or 3 months, and nobody cared what is going on with the patient in the rest of the time. That will be my whole presentation. I didn't count the time, but I hope that maybe there will be questions that will expand some issues if they were interesting for any of you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bolek, for your presentation. It was very inspiring. Do you have from the participants any questions that would you like to ask, Mr. Bolek? We can wait, and I once again can have the first one. It's interesting for me because many people say that these days the debate about destigmatization or mental health in general is quite open, or much more open than it used to be. Do you, as a person that focuses on destigmatization of mental health issues, do you see it the same? Is it like the whole debate and the age we're living in more open to the debate of mental health, more open than it used to be?
It's probably very much better than 20 years ago. And the generation of the year 2000 and near the year 2000 have other point of view on these matters than the older generations. But from time to time, we have in the statewide media such things as stigmatization, and also some time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, it came to the fact that the policeman shot a man dealing with schizophrenia because he acted strange for them. Just tried to catch him, but in the result, they shot him because they were afraid of him. So we very much like to say that the mental illness is not the same thing as aggression. It's different thing, and that the percentage of crime in mentally ill and in the healthy population is the same, probably. We have also proof for this in documentation that the schizophrenia that no one knows really what it is, and it's a field for imagination for people because the education in Poland is on this matter is very poor. We don't talk about it in any school. If you don't study psychology or psychiatry or medicine, you don't know in your grown-up life what are the main mental health problems and illnesses and diagnoses. And what you see is films like the world famous Joker that is stigmatizing very much the subjects of psychiatry, of schizophrenia, of mental health facilities or hospitals.
Thank you for the whole answer, and especially for the concrete example of Joker and like the visualization. I think it helps a lot for us to imagine how large like spectrum it could be. And there's one very interesting question in the comment section. What do you think about the Polish government cutting fundings for psychiatric help, and do you see a light of a tunnel in that whole case? Asks Barbara.
Well, of course, we know about the plans. We will protest them on the Mental Health Congress in Warsaw on the 9th of October. Which is not as long as a month from now, and we can only protest because we are a small foundation guided by professionals and people with lived experience. Our community will protest, will make a congress, will march to the ministry or parliament. But the politicians seem to prioritize other things and cut the funds on psychiatry by 1 billion zloty, which is 250 million euros. And we're not optimists about this, but we will protest.
And speaking of which, it's a large amount of money, and it's like quite difficult to do something with that. As you said, you can protest, but what gives you personally, or you in F. like power to go on and to continue in what do you do? What keeps you so full of energy to do that? Is there also? Yeah, that's final question.
Yes, we believe the answer is education. Education fights stigma. Education fights hate. Education gives us wider horizons to cope with problems that are in a way. So we continue the program of workshops, try to reach other audiences, and maybe the system will change, maybe not, but we do our best to do what we do best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bolek, for joining us here tonight and for your whole presentation. It was very inspiring to hear what you said.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. And with our last honored guest, today's guest and speaker, we're going to stay in Poland. Because Mateusz Rózanski works as a journalist in there, and he covers topics related to disability in economic, social, and healthcare context. And today he is going to introduce us a presentation titled Civic Media as a Tool for Change. Mr. Rózanski, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Can you hear me well?
Yes, of course, I hear you, and I totally appreciate the way you spell my surname. I know that all these surnames are not easy for people outside our country, and the way you say Ż, our Polish Ż, is so good and sounds.
I tried really hard.
I hope our presentation will be as good as your Polish pronunciation. So let me start. I must say that I'm not a big fan of PowerPoint presentation, but sometimes we all have to do things. We all have to do stuff we are not a big fan of, and let's start that. Okie dokie. Okay, do you see my presentation? Okay. Hello. Do you all of you see my can see my presentation?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okie dokie.
Is there anyone who cannot? Just write it down to the chat. Whether there's any problem.
Okay.
Nobody's typing,
okay.
so
if everyone is visible, okay. Okay. So topic of my today presentation is civic media as tool for change, experience of integracja magazine Niepelnosprawni.pl in shaping the dialogue of mental health. And as I wrote, our mission are spreading in awareness, supporting mental health, in this way, we see that not only we have to spread awareness, but also empower and create dialogue for organization and people with experience of mental health crisis to say their own stories and present their testimonies. Okay. About our organization, integration consists of two non-governmental organizations: the Association of Friends of Integration and Foundation Integration. Our founder is Piotr Pawlowski. Currently, both foundation and association are managed by his wife, Eva Pawłowska. We've been operating for 30 years, and we are first organization in Poland comprehensively, professionally benefit of people with disability. As Poland's largest media group for disability, we operate the free bi-monthly magazine Integracja with circulation of 20,000 and Niepelnosprawni.pl website portal attracting over 300,000 views per month. And as organization, as a media, we not only focus on one of group of people with disability, but all of them. Not only for example, the people on wheelchairs, not only our blind people, but also about people with many types of disability. Especially in last years, we are especially focused on neurodivergence, which include also which include mental health problems, and we see that mental health problems, mental health crises are becoming one of the leading causes of disability, and we see the people with this experience, with this kind of disability, becoming year after year, becoming larger group of our readers and our and people we want to reach. Okay, but no one works in a vacuum. We work in some context, in some context of Polish media and Polish media and Polish public discussion. And let me start with our competitors. Before lockdowns, before pandemic, before pandemia, a groundbreaking. We experienced some kind of transition, kind of big change provoked by article written by groundbreaking article written by Jarosz Fertner, award-winning journalist. This article is titled "Love in Time of Plague." This article launched a big public discussion of childhood adolescent psychiatry in our country, but also create some space, create some opportunity to talk about mental health problems in another way, about not only personal challenge, but also kind of challenge for all society and also for country, for state, for government. We've been reading about this problem, this challenge for years. As example, I can give you my article written in 2016, which began the words, "Suddenly, elderly woman jumped on me to choke me. I kept hearing noises, screaming, threatening patients with being tied up or put in the restraints," Anna recalls. Our mental illness overwhelming the Polish healthcare system. This article is based on story of my two friends, of my friends, which who gave me their own testimony, who shared with me their story to inform the wider society about the problems people with mental health problems faced in the public health, in public hospitals, in big hospitals. But still the situation described in this article are daily life of many people with mental health problem in our country. And in 2018, we were only editorial team from Poland invited to presentation of the Mental Health Europe report, mapping and addressing exclusion in Europe. It was only an honor for us, but also opportunity to participate in initiative within the broader European context. We saw that not only Poland faced these problems, not only Poland have problems with providing decent mental health services, but almost all European countries, and in all European countries, the people with mental health problems have the same problems, the same difficult situation, and I prepared the two articles, the articles about this report, and also interview with Nigel Henderson. The conclusion of this report for us was that we need the reform which Robert was talking about, the reform of psychiatry for adolescents, but also the reform of child and adolescents psychiatry. Okay, as a media, we are open to, as I said, we are open to perspective people with experience of mental health crisis. When our columnist is Michał Cichy, a journalist who have been diagnosed with bipolar disease. We also cooperate with self-advocate Katarzyna Szczerbowska from F. Foundation, who has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. And so our media are not only about informing, but also about creating space for dialogue, for sharing the experience and testimony. You see, these are two articles, one written by Kasia Szczerbowska, title is War of Loving Yourself, and the short article of Michał Cichy, When the Mind Fails. In this summer, we devoted issue of our Big Monthly magazine to psychiatry and the challenge related to mental health. In one cover of this magazine, you can see the Kasia Szczerbowska. This is girl in glasses. Okay, so we have to talk about reforms. Reforms of adult psychiatry and child and adolescent psychiatry. Those reforms were initiated by right-wing government before pandemic, and it was this time before pandemic, 2018, 2019 was time of big hope for big change, for transition from this asylum, big hospital-based mental health system to community-based system described by Norbert. And to see this is interview with plenipotent for this reform and former Minister of Health, Dr. Marek Balicki. Is titled "Psychiatry: Reform or Failure." And there's information about the news about badging of reform of child and adolescent psychiatry, and interview with mental health specialist Tomasz Rowiński. Saving children, can reform succeed? In this time we've been believing that next years will bring to us the new model of psychiatry, community-based, and the reform will change the life of people with mental health crisis in the entire country. That's not. I have no time and space to describe this reform. Maybe you can ask me the question after my presentation. But we as a media, we've been supporting, had been supporting this reform. We've been writing articles. We've been presenting the testimonies of people with mental health crisis, but also interviewing the foreign specialist and showing that we need this reform. This necessary for us to change our mental health services. We've been writing about these reforms from origin until the current stagnation, and what we see now is kind of stagnation. As I wrote, we see that reform is, as we say in Poland, put into a refrigerator, and nowadays we don't know about the future of this reform, that we will have our mental health system totally changed, and this old anachronic system of by big hospitals and asylums will be replaced with community-based system. We don't know. We hope, but we don't know. And you see that this kind of how we can say that this. You see this interview with also Marek Balicki, who is not now a plenipotent, but still supports the mental health reform. This article is titled "We Must End Poor Psychiatry," and on the right you see the article written by Kasia Szczerbowska, "Quick Support Near Your Home," about why the people with mental health problems need this reform. It's not kind of luxury. It's not kind of some special spending, but something essential, something which had to be done for entire Polish society. As we see, unfortunately, the interest of big media, the interest of public proved short-lived. The mental health was a big issue in Poland, but nowadays, when the reform is put into the refrigerator, we see very not so big interesting on the side of typical mainstream media. So we will continue this work, and we will not let this topic be forgotten. And as we say in Poland, we are going to make a noise. Będziemy robić szum. That's our role. That's our job as an organization and civic media, because we represent the people with disability also and also people with mental health crisis. So we have to do it. We cannot say that it's not important. It's not sexy, and we need to leave this topic. Of course, we have challenges like how reach the wider audience outside our bubble, how to promote our content with very few resources, with very few funds, but we have to do. That's our goal. That's our mission. and what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? I appreciate your attention, and please contact me. I can encourage you to contact me. You see my mail, my phone number, even address. And if you have some question, you can ask now or after our meeting. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attention.
And we thank you very much. I already noticed that Ms. Barbara asked for a contact, which she got in the last slide of your presentation. So I think this one we have already behind us. Do you others have any questions? Yeah. What?
Okay. Oh.
Do you
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I see this question. The most challenging thing is how to reach this wider society, how to inform about these problems, about this challenge. The people outside this bubble, the people we maybe not interested, maybe with no awareness about mental health problems, and how to talk with people who maybe are not interested in this moment, but we know that everyone, every Polish citizen in one moment of his or her life will be interested, because maybe not she or he, but relative, spouse, partner, parent, one day can have a mental health problem. So our main goal is to talk about this and find way to make this topic more visible.
And speaking of the difficulties or like challenging things while communicating these issues, how hard in general is it for media in Poland to cover topics like mental health or any like problems of this type? Because what I remember from school and from my classmates from Poland, because I study journalism here in Prague, they said to me that Polish media do not have it like easy very often in Poland, and the government isn't fair always to them. So how hard is it for you to cover those topics and to work as you do?
Okay, I gave you example of article written by Janusz Schwartner, which was groundbreaking, truly groundbreaking. It started big discussion and started kind of change in way we talk about mental health and mental health problems. And in my opinion, it's not about how cover this topic, but how interest with other people with this topic, how reach the I think that again and again, repetitorium mater studiorum, how reach the wider audience. How
you have to find some kind of X factor of the topic and the perspective that you are describing it from. Do I get it right?
Could you repeat your question?
That it really depends on this like side or the perspective that you're perceiving and describing the topic. Do I understand it correct?
Yeah. I think that people are, it's not about topic. It's how to make people be interested in this topic. And especially nowadays when social media are not friendly environment for traditional media, especially those with no big funds and big marketing as our media. We need to put more work on not only writing articles, not only preparing the materials, but to promoting those, and finding some tools to reach as I said, the people outside our bubble. This bubblification is the main challenge, I think.
Thank you very much for your answer. Do you others have any questions? There's, I think, a last chance to ask. So I would like to thank you, Mr. Rózanski. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I wish you all the best in your work and in everything you do.
Děkuji vám.
Thank you very much. And also one big thank to all of you who attended today's conference and confirmed that mental health really matters and we need to talk about it, and it needs to be in the center of our interest. We would also like to thank to the organizers from the Inspire platform that I mentioned in the beginning, and the Mezi Ploty festival. In translation, it could be something like Between the Fences Festival, which takes place every spring here in Bohnice, a mental hospital. You're sincerely invited. And yeah, have a nice day, have a nice rest of the Friday, and hopefully see you again sometime. Thank you very much.